Hi everyone, I have a stamina workout for you today. So the focus will be a full body workout. We're gonna start with abs, we're gonna move into arms, and then we're gonna do lower body. We are going to do 3 rounds of each exercise, and we're gonna repeat it twice just so we can get our muscles fatigued, we can get our heart rate up. Again, that is the biggest focus of your stamina, is just getting that heart rate up. So we're gonna start with a stretch before we begin. 1 blue spring or 1 medium spring on your reformer. So again, 1 blue, I'm on a balanced body reformer, or 1 medium spring. We're starting with your stretch, straddling your reformers. So if you are shorter and this does not work, or if you have a reformer that's higher off the floor, you're stepping back, you're standing right in front of your foot bars, and you'll take your hands onto the carriage for the stretch. Again, if straddling does not work for you, you're standing on the floor in front of your foot bars with your hands on the 2 front corners of the carriage. Same thing when we go into your push-ups, you're gonna stand in front of your foot bars. Again, if your legs are short or if you have a taller reformer. So starting with the stretch before we get moving, I'm gonna be about an arm's distance away from my shoulder blocks. My feet are on the floor. I'm gonna lift my butt up off of the carriage, and then I'm gonna push my carriage out, and I'm just gonna let my chest drop down in between my arms. Then on an exhale, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis. I'm gonna round through my spine to come all the way back in. Again, I'm gonna inhale, push the carriage out, let my chest, let my belly drop down towards the floor. And then we're gonna tuck the pelvis, round through our spines, come back in. We're just gonna do a couple more like that. We can inhale to push away. Exhale, round to come back in. Think of this like a cat-cow. Last one, we're gonna press out, belly, chest drop down. And then I'm gonna tuck, round, and come all the way back in. Now, when we come back in, we're gonna pause. We're gonna keep this rounded shape in our spine, and then we're gonna kind of reverse that. So keep that rounded spine, push the carriages out, pause when you push away. Let your chest and your belly drop down towards the floor so you're back into that cow position. You're gonna lift your chest, you're gonna arc through your spine, so we're lifting into an extension, and when you lift into that extension, your carriage should come back in. I'm gonna round into my cat, push the carriage out, chest and belly drop down, and I'm gonna lift my chest, arc through my spine, and that carriage should come back in. Round to push away, chest, belly drop down, lift the chest to come all the way back in. Last one, round through the spine, push away, and then belly, chest drop down. We're lifting the chest, the shoulders are down when we come back in. When we come back in, we can set our butts down. Okay, that's our little warm up here. We're gonna move on to 1 heavy spring. You're gonna take off that medium spring, and then we're gonna take our heels into our headrest. Knees are going to be bent today when we're here. Grab your straps off the pegs. Long loops or short loops, that's up to you guys. Long loops are gonna be a little more challenging. Your short loops are gonna be a little easier, so up to you. I'm gonna make sure I have at least a palm's width away from me in the back of my carriage so that my sacrum can roll down. Again, knees are bent, heels are in the headrest. Arms are gonna be nice and long. On an inhale, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, roll myself down towards my sacrum, down to my low back, and then I'm gonna exhale and come all the way back up. So we're gonna inhale, tuck the pelvis, roll down into the sacrum, low backs, and then exhaling, coming all the way back up. Inhale, tuck, roll back. Exhale, scoop into the abs, come back up. This is, again, really just a warm up for our core. Tuck, roll back. Exhale to come back up. I'm sending my tailbone to the backs of my knees. I'm sending my tailbone towards my heels when I roll back, and then we're scooping into our core to come all the way back up on that exhale. We're gonna do 1 more like that. Inhale, tuck, roll back. Exhale to come back up. Now, we're gonna add in with those. So we're gonna go about halfway back. So I'm gonna tuck, roll about halfway back, maybe a little further back than halfway. You're gonna hold yourselves here. On an exhale, your right knee goes up into a tabletop position. You inhale to set the foot down. Exhale, left knee up. Inhale, set it down. Lift and lower. Think shoulders are down, collarbones are wide, arms stay long. Your chest does not move. You're just lifting one leg and lowering. The opposite heel stays in the headrest. Think knee to chest rather than tabletop position so you can really get into your obliques. Exhale up, inhale down, last one with the left leg, and then we can come back up. Feel free to stretch. You can do like a little butterfly stretch. You can stretch your legs straight through your headrest. That is up to you. And then we're gonna go back down. So knees bent, heels back into the headrest. Arms are gonna be long. We're gonna tuck our pelvises, roll ourselves about halfway back, maybe a little further back than halfway. My sacrum is down, arms stay long, little pulses up of the chest. Again, the arms need to stay long. We pulse up and down, up and down. The heels are staying anchored. Again, shoulders are staying down, collarbones are wide. I'm not taking my chin to my chest like this, so I have that space in between my chin and my chest for 4, 3, 2, 1, up. And then again, we can stretch butterfly or straight legs. That is up to you. We are going to combine those last two movements out. So knee lifts and those pulses. Arms are gonna be nice and long. We're gonna tuck our pelvis, roll back about halfway, maybe a little further back. Now, as I lift my right knee, I'm gonna pulse up. As I set the foot down, I'm gonna lower down. Then we're gonna go left and lower. The arms stay long. It's an exhale to come up and an inhale to go down. Think knee to chest, chest to knee. Lift, lower, lift, lower. We want that rectus abdominis and those obliques firing. Exhale up, inhale down, up, down for 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna come all the way back up. We can just give ourselves a little stretch. Again, today we're doing circuits. So we're repeating those 3 exercises all the way through. So I'm gonna have my heels back into my headrest, long loops up to you, short loops up to you. Arms are gonna be nice and long. We're gonna tuck, roll halfway back, hold ourselves here. Just lift your right knee up, set the foot down. Left leg, set it down. The opposite heel again stays down. We alternate right and left. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Think knee to chest, set it down. Knee to chest, set it down. So again, we can get a little more into those obliques. Keep those arms long. Keep the shoulders down. Collarbones wide. Let's do one more right. One more left. And then we can come all the way back up. Stretch, and then we're moving into our pulses next. Heels back into the headrest, arms are long, tuck the pelvis, roll ourselves back, pause, little pulses of the chest up and down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we can come all the way up. Again, feel free to stretch. Last thing that we have, we're combining our pulses with those knee lifts. So bend the knees, heels back into the headrest, tuck the pelvises, roll ourselves about halfway back, hold. As we lift the chest, we're gonna lift the right leg, lower both down. Lift, lower, lift, lower. It's an exhale to come up and an inhale to go down. Lift and lower, exhale and inhale. One more right, one more left. Then when we finish that one on the left, we can come all the way back up. Feel free to stretch your legs. We're gonna take your straps, they're gonna be hung back up. Now, again, if you are shorter, if you have a reformer that's higher, walk around to the foot bar, stand in front of your foot bar, and your hands will go onto the carriages rather than straddling your reformers and having your hands on the shoulder blocks. We're moving into push-ups. We're gonna start with wide push-ups to begin. I'm gonna start about an arm's distance away from my shoulder blocks. If you want this heavier, you can walk further forward when we get into it. Lighter, you can walk a little further back. You're gonna lift your butts up off the carriage. Nice little bend to the knees. We're gonna push the carriage out. Your chest should be parallel with the floor. Now, nothing moves except for your arms. You're gonna bend your elbows wide. Exhale, press, wide, press. Again, if you want it heavier, walk a little further forward. Lighter, walk a little further back. Eyes are looking down to the floor. Abs into our backs. Wide, press, wide, press. Let's go for 3, 2, 1, and in. Okay, We can sit our butts down for a second. We're gonna go into narrow push-ups next. So I'm gonna lift my butt up, elbows are into our ribs to start. We're gonna push out one time, chest is parallel to the floor. Ready, narrow, press. Elbows should go in to your ribs. Again, abs are into your backs. Eyes are looking down to the floor, heavier. Walk a little further forward, lighter. Walk a little further back. 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and set your butts back down. Okay, those are the only 2 things that we're doing for arms. When we do push-ups today, we're only doing 2 rounds of arms. Again, we're gonna repeat it again. So starting with wide, hands are gonna go onto our shoulder blocks. Lift your butts up, push your carriage out, chest parallel with the floor. We bend wide, press, wide, press. Again, if you need to make it heavier or lighter, adjust where you're standing on the floor. 3, 2, 1, and then we can sit our butts back down onto the carriage. Last round will be those narrow push-ups. So I'm gonna start, elbows closer into my sides, lift the butt up, push the carriage out one time, hold, elbows go into our ribs, we exhale to press, elbows in, press, inhale, bend, and exhale to push the carriages out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from here, we're gonna kneel on our reformers. You have the option, we're gonna move into, again, lower body, so glutes and legs. You have the option to change this to a lighter spring if you want to. I'm gonna stay on my 1 heavy, but if you want it lighter, you can go to 1 medium spring instead of the 1 heavy spring. We're kneeling, 4-point kneeling, shoulders over our hands, hips are right over our knees. Grab your right strap. The long loop is gonna go onto the arch of the right foot. So I'm gonna pull forward, long loop goes onto the arch of our right foot. We're gonna set up, again, 4-point kneeling, shoulders over our hands, hips are right over our knees, neutral spine, abs are in. Eyes look to the floor. We're gonna exhale, kick our right leg back and slightly up. We bend to come back in, we press, we give it a little lift, we bend to come back in. The toes are staying pointed down to the floor, and every time I bend my knee in, it's just hovering over the carriage. Let's go for 2. And then on this last one, we're gonna hold our leg out. We're gonna dip our toes straight down towards the springs, lift straight up, straight down, straight up. We dip, we lift, we dip, we lift, feeling that glute max working on that lift, right where your butt connects to your leg. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Now when we lift the leg, we're gonna pause, flex the foot. We're gonna circle. I want you to start with your circles with your leg going towards the right side of the room and then circling around. So the leg should be going out towards the right side for these circles. Flex the foot. Keep it lifted in line with the body. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna bend the knee, relax. You can give yourselves a little stretch back if you would like to. Again, we have to do all 3 of those. Again, if the wrists are an issue, you can always drop down onto your forearms. I'm gonna start, shoulders over the hands, hips are right over the knees, abs are in. On an exhale, we're gonna kick our right leg back and slightly up, bend to come back in, press, little lift, and bend. It's an exhale to press out, and inhale back. Glutes, hamstrings, and quads. Exhale, press, little lift. Inhale, return. Let's go for 3, 2. Then on this last one, we hold our leg out. Ready? We go straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. We dip, we lift, we dip, we lift. I'm really feeling that red spring. Let's go 3, 2, last one. Now hold the leg up, flex the foot. We start to the left with those circles. So we're reversing, keep it flexed, parallel, keep it lifted in line with the body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, okay, relax that leg. Take that strap off your foot. If you want to give yourselves a quick stretch back into child's pose, we can give ourselves a little stretch back. Okay, now we're gonna kneel again, grab the left loop. The long loop goes onto the arch of our left foot. Down onto your forearms again if the wrists are an issue. Shoulders are over your hands, hips are right over your knees. Abs are into your backs. We're exhaling to kick our left leg back and slightly up. We bend to come back in, press, little lift, and bend. Again, eyes down towards the floor, engaging that glute and hamstring quads as we kick out. Exhale out, inhale back. Lengthen through the crown of your head. We have 2. And then last one, now we hold our leg out, we dip straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. Really feeling the glute max coming into play for these. Dip and lift for 3, 2, 1. Now hold it up, flex the foot. We start the circles to the left. So left, keep it flexed, right from the head of the femur in that hip socket for these circles. 3, 2, 1, and then we can bend. Again, if you want to give yourselves a little bit of a stretch back, you can. We're repeating that same series one more time, and then we're back into abs. So again, if the wrists are an issue, drop down onto your forearms. Otherwise, set up shoulders over your hands, hips right over your knees. Exhale, kick that left leg back and slightly up. Bend in, press, little lift, and bend. It's an exhale to push out and an inhale to bend back in. Lengthen again through the crown of the head. 3, 2, last one. We hold our leg back. Ready? We go straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. Dip, lift, dip, lift. This is what really gets me here. Down, up. 3, 2. Okay, on this last one, hold, flex the foot. Little circles to the right this time. So inward with those circles. Keep that foot flexed. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, relax. Okay. Take that strap off of our foot. If you want to give yourselves a little bit of a stretch back, again, you can stretch back, you can roll out your wrists if you need to. We're going to step off to the sides. Okay, we're going to 1 yellow spring or 1 light spring on our reformer. So 1 light spring. Foot bars are going to go halfway up. So they're not going to go all the way to the starting position. They're just going to go about halfway up, or at the lowest position rather than having it all the way down if you have multiple positions. We're gonna stand hands on the foot bar, step up onto your carriages. Again, we're back into some core work. When we stand on our reformers, if you walk your feet a little further forward, so if your toes are all the way to the edge, it's gonna be a little easier. If you walk your feet a little further back, it's just gonna be a little more challenging for your core. Thumbs are with your fingers, hands are wide. We're gonna shift our weight forward so that our shoulders are right over our hands. On an inhale, we are going to slowly press our carriages out. So we're hitting a plank, and then on an exhale, we're gonna tuck our pelvis, hike our hips to come back in for some pikes. Shoulders need to stay over your hands the entire time. So the arms don't push out ever. The arms stay, the legs push. We tuck the pelvis, we hike the hips, come back in. Now it is up to you if you keep your heels lifted the whole time or if you let them come down every time you come in. Personal preference. Inhale out, exhale, tuck, pike to come back in. Press away, shoulders stay right over your hands. Scoop into your abs to lift back in. Let's go for 2. Exhale. And then last one, press and tuck, hike. Okay, drop those heels. Feel free to give yourselves a little stretch back. 2 more things with your core, and then we're repeating that series. Shift your weight forward again, shoulders over your hands. Legs push the carriage out, we pause. This time we inhale to bend the knees, we exhale to stretch the legs, we bend the knees, we stretch the legs. Inhale, bend, exhale, stretch. Abs are in, bend, stretch, bend, stretch. For 4. Abs are in every time we press out. 3, 2, 1, and then we can tuck, hike, come back in. Again, if we want to give ourselves a little stretch back, we can. If you want to give your wrists a little roll, you can roll out your wrists. And then the last thing that we have will be a long stretch. So take those hands back onto your foot bars. Thumbs are with your fingers. Shift your weight forward. Legs push out. This time the legs stay, the arms push us out, and the arms pull us in. Arms push, arms pull, arms push, arms pull. Legs stay long, abs stay and butt stay down. Range of motion is up to you. We're gonna do 2 more. Out and in. Last one. Out, in, and then we can pike to come back in. Again, feel free to give your wrists, your shoulders, next a roll. We're doing that same series all the way through this next time. So 3 things for core, and then we're moving back into some push-ups. Hands are on the foot bar, thumbs are still with your fingers. We're shifting our weight forward again, shoulders over the hands. We press the carriage out with the legs. We're gonna tuck, pike to come back in, press out, tuck, pike, press out. Abs are in. Scoop into those abs to lift your hips. We're gonna go for 3 more. 2. Last one, tuck, pike. Now when we press back out, we hold our carriages out, we bend the knees, we stretch the legs, we bend the knees, we stretch the legs. Inhale, bend, exhale, stretch, inhale, bend, exhale, stretch. 3, abs in. 2, last one. Now when we press out, we hold, legs are long, abs are in, butts are down, arms push, arms pull, arms push, arms pull. Range of motion is up to you. Out and in, out, in, 2, ooh, I'm barely moving here, 1, and in. Okay, feel free to give your wrists a roll, shoulders a little bit of a roll. We're moving into your push-ups next. Again, when we're doing push-ups today, we're just doing 2 rounds of push-ups, twice wide and narrow. You have the option, I'll show you your options. You have the option to come down onto your knees with the knees towards the edge, pushing the carriage out, doing your wide push-ups and your narrow push-ups on your knees, or you can stay on your toes and do your push-ups on your toes. I might start on my toes and then I'll probably move to my knees because I'm feeling a little fatigued today. Okay, so toes or knees, it's up to you. If you're on your toes, you're shifting forward and you're pressing your legs out. If you're on your knees push the carriage slightly out into a kneeling plank. Wide push-ups. We bend wide, press, wide, press. Range of motion is up to you. These can be big or small. Abs are in. 1 more and in. Okay, yeah, I'm finishing on my knees with these. Feel free to stay on your toes if you'd like to. We're gonna move into your narrow push-ups next. So when your hands are on the foot bar, they're gonna be about shoulder distance away. Your thumbs are still with your fingers. I'm gonna push my knees out into a kneeling plank. Abs are in. Make sure that you're not collapsing into your low back. So if you look at your screen, you're not doing this. You're in a neutral spine, narrow. Elbows go in and you press up. Elbows into your ribs and press. Again, range of motion is up to you. 2 more. And then last one. Okay, come all the way back in. Again, give your wrists, give your shoulders a roll. Last set of push-ups. We're gonna do 6 wide, 6 narrow, and then you're done. Again, on your toes or knees, that is up to you today. Hands go back onto the foot bar wide. We can press a carriage out either on your toes or knees. 6 wide, we bend wide and press, wide, press. Range of motion, still up to you, big or small. 2 more. Last one. Okay, bring it back in. Bring your hands just a little closer towards each other, about shoulder distance away. We're gonna shift forward, push the knees out, hold. Ready, 6 narrow, elbows go into your ribs. Range of motion up to you. I'm not going huge for these. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and in. Okay, we're changing back to 1 heavy spring for our glutes. We'll take off the yellow. Now, we're gonna move into a little sideline series. Foot bars can just say, if you want a ball for underneath your heads, you can take a ball for underneath your heads. I'm just gonna use my hand to support my head today. We're gonna start on our right side. Again, 1 heavy spring. Lie down on your right side. You can have a ball in your headrest, or like me, you can just have your hand supporting your head. We're going to grab the strap that's right out in front of us, and the long loop is going to go onto the arch of our left foot. Both knees are going to be bent at a 90. Our hips are stacked, our shoulders are stacked on top of each other, and then the top leg is just gonna lift hip distance up off the bottom. Make sure the leg and foot are parallel to the floor. We're gonna exhale, press our top leg out and slightly back. We bend to come back in. We press, we give it a little kick back. We bend to come back in. Exhale away and inhale back, engaging that glute, max, quads, hamstrings. Again, 3 exercises, 2 rounds. We're gonna go for 2. And then on our last one, we're gonna hold our leg out, make sure that it stays lifted in line with your hip. We're gonna inhale, kick forward for our front backs, and we're gonna exhale, kick the leg back. Forward and back, forward and exhale back. Again, I'm keeping my leg lifted in line with my hip. It does not drop down towards the floor. Hips and shoulders stay stacked. Let's go for 2. And then last one. Now when we press back, we hold the leg in line with our body. We flex a foot. When we circle, we're going forward first. So circle right from the head of the femur. Again, we're going forward with those circles. The next time we do it, we're gonna reverse and go back with those circles. Keep it flexed. Keep the foot parallel to the floor. 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna relax. Okay. Feel free, give yourselves a little bit of a stretch, and then we're gonna do that same thing. Both knees bent at a 90, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, top leg lifts hip distance. Ready, we exhale to press out. We give it a little kick back, we bend to come back in. Press, little kick, bend back in. Exhale, inhale, squeeze that glute. 3 more. 2, and then on this last one, we're gonna hold our leg out, forward and back, so we kick forward, and we kick back for those front backs. Inhale forward, and exhale, kick that leg back, forward, and exhale, kick back. Squeeze those glutes, keep those hips stacked. Let's go for 2 more. And then on this last one, we're gonna hold our leg back. It's in line with the body. We flex it, it's parallel to the floor. We reverse our circles, so now we're going back with those circles. Keep it flexed and parallel. 3, 2, 1, and then we can relax that leg. Okay, strap comes off of our foot. We're gonna hang it up, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm actually gonna grab a ball for underneath my head just because my wrist was an issue. You can keep using your hand for your head. Otherwise, if you want a ball, you guys can put a ball underneath your heads. Okay, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked on top of each other. We're gonna grab the strap that's right out in front of us. Long loop goes onto the arch of our right foot. Both knees are going to be bent at a 90-degree angle. Top leg lifts hip distance. Make sure your leg and your foot are parallel to the floor. We exhale to press our leg out and slightly back. We bend back in. Press, little kick. Inhale back. Exhaling away. Inhale back again. I'm squeezing my glute as I press the leg out and bend. Okay, we're gonna go 3, 2, make sure it's in line with the hip still. Last one, now when we kick out, we hold. That leg needs to stay in line with your hip and it needs to stay parallel to the floor. We inhale to kick forward. We exhale to kick back for that front back. Inhale forward, exhale back, making sure that those hips are staying stacked. Our shoulders stay stacked. Don't let your right leg go down towards the floor. Again, it stays right in line with the hip as we go forward and back. 3, 2, and then last one. Now when we kick back, we're gonna hold our leg back, flex the foot, it's in line with the body. We're circling forward first. Keep it flexed, keep it parallel. Think like dinner plate size circles, right from the head of the femur in that hip socket. 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna relax that leg. Okay, we have one more series, and then we're gonna go back into arms, back into abs, arms, and then we're finishing with legs. So lift that top leg back up, hip distance. Ready? We exhale to press out and slightly back, bend back at your 90. Out and slightly back at that 90. Keep that leg parallel to the floor. Keep the foot parallel to the floor. So no external rotation, no internal rotation. 2 more. And then last one. Now when you kick back, hold your leg back, front back. So we kick forward and we exhale to kick back. We inhale to kick forward and we exhale to kick back, front and back. Make sure that those hips stay stacked when you kick forward. You're not getting pulled forward off of your reformers. 3, 2, and 1. Now when we kick back, we're gonna hold our leg back, flex that foot, it's in line with the body. We circle back this time, flex it, keep it in line with the body, circling back, right from the head of the femur in that hip socket. Think like dinner plate size circles. 3, 2, 1, relax that leg. Okay, take that strap off. We're gonna sit off to the sides of our reformers. If you have your balls, you guys can just toss them off to this sides. And then we're gonna go ahead and go on to 1 heavy spring and 1 medium spring. So 1 heavy, 1 medium. We're gonna go a little heavier for abs and arms. If it is too heavy, you can always change your straps or you can change your springs. Foot bars are going up to the starting position. We're gonna lie ourselves down. Headrest can be up or down, that's up to you. And then when you get down, reach back and grab your straps into your hands. Now, again, we're a little heavier with the red and the blue springer, 1 heavy, 1 medium. If it's too heavy, you can always use your long loops instead of your short. I'm gonna grab my short loops into my hands. Arms are gonna go up to the ceiling. Neutral spines, we're back into core. Knees go up into a tabletop position, legs are zipped together. We're starting with ab curls. On an exhale, I'm gonna press and curl myself right up into my abdominal curl, and then we're gonna inhale, return back down with control. Exhale, nod, curl from our bra lines. Inhale to return back down. Exhale, press, curl from that bra line, return. Again, if it's too heavy, change to your longer loops, or you can go to a lighter spring, which would be 1 heavy and 1 light spring. We're gonna do 2 more curls. Exhale, nod, curl. Inhale, return, last one. Now when we come up, we have to hold ourselves here. We're gonna inhale, reach the right leg either over or under the foot bar. Exhale to come in, left leg either goes over or under. Exhale, and we alternate 1 leg out and in, the other leg out and in. Again, either over or under your foot bar. Over is a little easier, under's a little more challenging. Hold your curls if your necks are an issue. Heads go down, arms stay long, wrists stay long. Engage your obliques. One more right, one more left. Now once we come in, pause. Both legs either go over or under. We exhale to pull back in. Inhale out, exhale back. Again, up to you if you go over or under with your legs. Arms stay long. Try to hold your curls. Again, if those necks are an issue, heads go down. Let's go for 3. Scoop into those low abs. 2, 1. And then we can return ourselves back down. Again, we have to do that one more time. Same thing. If the necks are an issue, heads go down. If that's too heavy, long loops, or you can change your springs to one heavy and one light spring. Arms are going up to the ceiling, hands should be over our shoulders, neutral spines, knees are up into our tabletop position, legs are zipped together. Ab curls, exhale, press, curl up. Inhale to return back down with control. Nod, curl from our bra lines. Return. Again, I'm not collapsing into my low back. We're gonna go for 3 more. 2, eyes looking to your core. And then last one. Now when we come up, we have to hold here. Arms stay long, wrists stay long. Right leg either over or under the foot bar. Exhale back. Left leg either over or under. Exhale back. Inhale out. Exhale in. Out. In. Arms, wrists stay long. Try to hold your curls. Again, if you can't, the heads go down, but the arms need to stay long at your sides. Inhale out. Exhale back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready, both legs out, both legs in. 7 more. Inhale away, exhale back. Scoop into those low abs for 5, either over or under. 4, 3, 2, 1, and return. Okay, we can give ourselves a little stretch. You can sway your knees, you can hug them, you can stretch them. We're going into arms. Now that we're not doing push-ups, we're gonna do 3 arm exercises, and then we're gonna repeat them again twice. Heads stay down, arms go up to the ceiling. Again, I'm staying with my short loops just to make it a little heavier. You can always go to your long loops if you need to. Knees up into a tabletop position, legs zipped together. Arms open out to a T. Hold here. We exhale to press the palms to the hips. Inhale out to a T. Exhale, palms to hips. Inhale, open. Feel our lats, biceps engaging on that press. Inhale, open. And then again, we're exhaling to press our palms towards our hips. Let's go for 3, 2. Now on this last one, we hold our palms at our hips. We keep our palms rotated towards our bodies. We bend our elbows. Our fingertips go out to the sides of the room. The elbows stay in towards our ribs. We press the palms to the hips. When we bend, fingertips out to the sides, not up to the ceiling. Press. Bend wide. Press. Somebody told me like a baby bird. So think like a baby bird here. Wide. Press. Wide. Press. Feel those lats and triceps engaged. I'm feeling my biceps as well. 3, 2, last one. Now we hold our palms at our hips. We rotate the palms to the hips. We bend the elbows, the fingertips go up to the ceiling for a normal tricep press, and we press. Bend and press. Inhale and exhale. Elbows need to stay in towards those ribs. Abs are in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, when you bend your elbows, you can relax your feet back down. You guys can give yourselves a little bit of a stretch. We have to repeat that one more time, and then we're done with arms, and we're finishing off with lower bodies. So let's reach our arms back up to the ceiling, hands are right over our shoulders, knees up into a tabletop position, legs are zipped together. Arms open out to a T, they hold here to start. We exhale, we go palms to hips, out to a T, palms to hips, out to a T. 6 more. Abs are in on every single exhale. Out and press for 3, 2, Last one. Now when we press the palms of the hips, hold. Think like a wide tricep press. Fingertips go out to the sides when we bend the elbows, and we exhale, press. Wide and press, wide, press. 5 more. Last one, we hold at our hips. Palms rotate to the floor. Regular tricep press, we bend and press. I don't care if your fists are bent or if your fingers are long. Personal preference. We're gonna do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, okay. Relax your feet back down, hang your straps back up onto the pegs. Again, the last thing will be lower body. If you have your headrests up, they're gonna go all the way down. We're gonna take either our heels or our arches of our feet onto the foot bar, whatever you feel more comfortable with bridging. We're gonna finish with single leg bridges. Feet are going to be parallel with each other, sits bones distance away. The right foot stays on the foot bar, left knee goes up into a tabletop position. Again, make sure your headrests are down. We're gonna take an inhale in our neutral spines. On our exhale, we're flattening our low backs down into the mats. I'm pushing into my right heel, rolling up into a bridge, taking an inhale at the top, and then I'm exhaling to articulate my spine all the way back down into the mat. We're inhaling back into our neutrals. Exhale, flatten and peel. Pause at the top for an inhale. Exhale, roll back down. We have 2 more. As we roll up, think a nice long line from your shoulder to your knee. Roll our spines back down. And then on this last one, we're gonna hold at the top. So we're gonna flatten, peel, pause at the top. Now, we're gonna push the carriage out. As you press away, your hips should lower down to the carriage, just like mine. They're just hovering. When we pull back in, we should be back up into our bridge. So we press out the hips lower, we pull in, we lift. Make sure that that right foot is staying parallel, or the toes are staying pointed up to the ceiling. So no pointing the toes out to the sides. They stay pointed up to the ceiling. We push, we pull. Range of motion is up to you. We're gonna go for 3, pull in glutes, hamstrings, 2, and 1. Okay, once we come in, we're gonna roll our spines down. We're gonna set the left heel on. Now we're gonna do the left side before we do the right side again. So right knee's in a tabletop position, left heel or arch is onto the foot bar. We're gonna take an inhale first. On our exhale, we're flattening our low backs down. We're peeling our spines up. We pause at the top for an inhale, and then we exhale to roll our spines back down. Inhaling in our neutral. Exhale, flatten the low backs down, peel the spines up, use the glute, hamstring. Take an inhale at the top. Exhaling as we roll back down. 2 more, flatten and peel, hold, roll back down, and then last one, we have to stay at the top. So when we get up there, we hold, ready, we push out, the hips need to lower, we pull in, we lift back up, push and pull. Right knee just stays up into that tabletop position. Make sure that those left toes are pointed up to the ceiling, not out to the sides room, not into the sides of your body. Push and pull. Range of motion up to you for these. Glutes, hamstrings. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, roll our spines down, and then if you need to give that hamstring a quick stretch, you can. Same thing on the other side. Right foot, heel or arch goes onto the foot bar. Left knee goes up into that tabletop position. 4 bridges. We flatten the low back down. We roll our spine up. We take an inhale. We exhale to roll back down. Inhale in the neutral. Exhale, flatten and peel. Use your glute hamstring. Take that inhale at the top. Exhale to roll our spines all the way back down into the mat. And then on our last one, we hold at the top. Ready? We push. We pull, we push, we pull. 6 more. Make sure that those toes are still pointed up to the ceiling. 3, 2, feel that glute hamstring, last 1, and then roll our spines down. Feel free to stretch out that right hamstring quick. Last round, set your left heel or arch of your foot onto the foot bar, right knee tabletop, 4 bridges. Exhale, flatten and peel. Take that inhale, roll the spines back down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, flatten and peel up. Hold at the top for that inhale. Exhale as we roll back down. We're gonna do 2 more. And then last one. Now once we come up, we're gonna pause at the top. We're gonna push out 8 times. Push, pull, push, pull. Range of motion, again, is up to 6 more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, roll down. Now, last thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna grab our straps off the pegs. We're gonna put them on our feet, and we're just gonna go legs straight up to the ceiling, low back's gonna be flat. We're gonna tug on our ropes, and we're just gonna give our hamstrings a stretch here. Nice tug. Again, low back's gonna be flat. If you want your butt to lift up, that's fine. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, then we're gonna take the straps off of our feet. We're gonna do 1 figure 4 stretch on each side. So we're gonna go right ankle to the left knee. We can either push our knee out away from us. We can hug our left leg in towards us. Whatever feels best to give that right piriformis a nice stretch. So right on the outside part of your glutes. Okay, then we're gonna switch. Left ankle, right knee. Again, we can hug, stretch. We can push the left knee out, whatever feels best to give that left piriformis a nice stretch. Okay, then we can untangle ourselves. We can sit off to the sides. You are all finished. I hope you enjoyed that workout. Thank you so much for joining me.